In a bustling city teeming with people chasing their dreams and daily lives, a young girl named Sophia stood out. Just 9 years old, she could be found on the busy sidewalks each day, clutching a small box filled with brightly wrapped candies. She weaved through the crowds, her voice soft yet determined as she politely offered her candies to passers-by. Sophia wasn't like most children her age. While others her age were in school or playing, she had a purpose, a mission that made her mature beyond her years. Sophia's father, Miguel, was her world. Once a hard-working carpenter known for his skill and dedication, Miguel's life changed tragically after an accident at work left him paralyzed from the waist down. The fall from a second-story scaffold not only robbed him of his ability to walk but also stripped him of his livelihood. With no safety net or insurance to rely on, Miguel's life quickly spiraled into financial hardship. As medical bills piled up and savings ran dry, Sophia witnessed her father's spirit slowly crumble. It broke her heart to see the man who once carried her on his shoulders now confined to a wheelchair, his eyes filled with despair. Despite his physical limitations, Miguel tried to maintain his dignity, but Sophia knew he blamed himself for their struggles. Sophia, however, was determined not to let their situation define them. While her friends chatted about toys and television shows, she had a singular focus to help her father and ensure they could make it through each day. Her small hands couldn't build furniture like her father once did, but they could hold candies to sell. With her mother absent from their lives, Sophia decided to step up, becoming the sole breadwinner in their tiny family. Each morning, Sophia would wake up early, dress in her worn but clean clothes, and carefully count the candies she had purchased with the little money they managed to scrape together. She placed them in her box and head to the busiest parts of the city, where people rushed past her in a blur. Most ignored her, too preoccupied with their own lives to notice the small girl with big, pleading eyes. Some would buy a candy or two out of pity, tossing a few coins her way without even looking at her. Yet Sophia didn't let the cold indifference of strangers dampen her resolve. She thought of her father every time she felt tired or discouraged. She thought of how he smiled and encouraged her when she returned home with even a few coins. "You're my little warrior," he would say, his voice filled with pride despite his sorrow. One day, as Sophia worked the usual corner of a busy market, an older man in a suit approached her. He had watched her from a distance for several minutes, intrigued by her determination. Finally, he stepped forward and asked, "Why are you out here, little one? Shouldn't you be in school?" Sophia looked up at him, her big brown eyes filled with a mix of innocence and resolve. "I need to help my dad," she said simply. "He can't walk, and we don't have enough money for food or medicine. So, I sell candies to help him." The man was taken aback by her honesty and maturity. He asked her more questions, learning about her father's accident and their struggles. Sophia didn't ask him for help, nor did she complain. She only spoke about her hope to save enough money one day to buy her father a better wheelchair, so he could regain some of his independence. The man, deeply moved, bought the entire box of candies and handed her more money than she had ever seen at once. Sophia's eyes widened in disbelief, but she quickly thanked him and ran home to show her father. That evening, as Miguel held the money in his hands, tears streamed down his face. "Sophia, you're an angel," he whispered. But life wasn't done testing them. One evening, as Sophia walked home after a long day of selling candies, she noticed a group of older boys loitering near her usual route. They were known troublemakers in the neighborhood, and Sophia's heart raced with fear as she tried to slip past them unnoticed. "Hey, candy girl!" one of them shouted. "What do you have for us today?" Sophia clutched her box tightly and quickened her pace, but the boys were faster. They surrounded her, their laughter cruel and mocking. One of them snatched the box from her hands and dumped its contents onto the ground. "What's this, your fortune?" he sneered. Tears welled up in Sophia's eyes as she pleaded with them to stop. "Please, I need that money for my dad," she begged. But her words only seemed to amuse them further. They took the few coins she had earned that day and scattered her candies across the dirty pavement before running off, leaving her trembling and defeated. When Sophia returned home empty-handed, Miguel immediately noticed her tear-streaked face. She tried to downplay the incident, not wanting to worry him, but he saw through her brave front. Miguel's fists clenched in frustration not at Sophia, but at his own helplessness. That night, as Sophia slept, Miguel made a decision. He couldn't let his daughter bear the burden of their struggles alone. He began reaching out to old friends and former colleagues, asking for any work he could do from his wheelchair. Days turned into weeks, and though opportunities were scarce, Miguel's persistence paid off. He found a small job repairing furniture, using his hands and skill to earn a modest income. Meanwhile, word of Sophia's plight began to spread, thanks to the older man who had bought her candies. He had shared her story with others in the community, inspiring acts of kindness from strangers who wanted to help. One day, a local news crew approached Sophia and Miguel, asking to feature them in a segment about resilience and love. The story touched hearts far and wide. Donations began pouring in from people who were moved by Sophia's dedication and Miguel's determination to rebuild their lives. Among the donations was a brand new wheelchair for Miguel, equipped with features that allowed him greater mobility. For the first time in years, Miguel ventured outside without needing Sophia's help to push him. Tears filled his eyes as he wheeled himself down the street, feeling a renewed sense of freedom. Sophia beamed with pride, knowing her hard work had played a part in this moment. With the financial support they received, Miguel was able to expand his furniture repair work, turning it into a small business. He insisted on using some of the donations to help others in need, believing in paying forward the kindness they had been shown. As for Sophia, she returned to school full-time, her days of selling candies behind her. But the lessons she had learned during those difficult years stayed with her. She remained humble, grateful, and deeply compassionate, always looking for ways to help others. Years later, Sophia grew into a remarkable young woman. She excelled in her studies and dreamed of becoming a doctor so she could help people like her father, who had suffered without proper care. Miguel, now a proud and successful business owner, continued to support her dreams, knowing that Sophia's strength and determination had saved them both. Their story became a symbol of hope in their community, a reminder that love and perseverance could overcome even the darkest challenges. Sophia and Miguel proved that when life tests you, it's not about how many times you fall but how many times you rise again, together. Thank you for watching this heartwarming story of love, resilience, and unexpected twists. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Stay kind, stay hopeful, and we'll see you next time.